Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We're All Psychic, and tonight you took your sip of for the toast.
Sorry.
This is Eric. He was a little nervous, I think, so would you like to take a toast? This is cheers to We're All Psychic. I would like to ask you, Eric, do you think we're all psychic?
Yes.
That's an uneasy yes. Why so uneasy?
I think that everyone is psychic, but it's all about, seeing it or knowing it. So,
like seeing it or knowing, like you having like a real feeling, like you just are certain. Is that kind of what you mean?
yeah, I mean, to put a projection out and,
Now, in this podcast, we do talk about psychic as kind of like the catchy phrase. It can be energy work, it can be healing work with energy, stuff like that, as you've heard probably if you've listened, and I've talked to you enough. So listeners and watchers, this is a video podcast on Spotify. Eric is my friend in Nashville. I've been coming to visit you for a couple weekends, and we talk a lot on the phones and all those good things. And he is very nice to me, and I want to give you half that right now because you are hesitant, and I like your answer that it's hesitant. And you're like, you put that in the tone. Everyone's so confident when they answer. They thought about it, and I think you thought about it, but you still like put that in there. And I want to know more about that.
okay.
So when you were younger, how were you raised as far as like spiritually with your family and socially?
Southern Baptist in the South.
He says he's from Western Tennessee, Northwestern Tennessee.
Yeah, Northwest Tennessee. Yeah. Yeah. So,
See, now Southern Baptist in Alabama is different from Southern Baptist in Northwest Tennessee.
Everything's different everywhere.
It is. All those are different. So, like, what was, like, did you enjoy learning about that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So, listeners, he is also, it was very interesting. Eric and I have a lot of strange things in common. And I studied English forever, as you know, if you listen to the podcast. And I also minored in philosophy, which I never talked about. And I did get into the Auburn Music School, but I didn't pursue it. Now, Eric has a degree in all those. So I find like that's just amazing to me, And so he studied philosophy, and philosophy is at the root of like a lot of energy work. You got to understand the philosophies of what you believe in before the energy work is clearer, easier, like you said, how you put it. I can't remember exactly how you just put it, but it's like, it makes it succinct. I can't explain it.
Well, it's something about being in touch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, philosophies give you a lot of, anytime you can, for me, in my point of view, anytime you can get educated about something, it expands the way you think about it, even if it's something shitty, it expands the way you think about something. And if I pursue thinking about things that way, otherwise I would be in bed right now crying.
That is the meaning of philosophy.
It is.
Yes. The constant growth and expansion within ideas.
That is the meaning.
To the next level.
Yes, of ideas. And that is a lot of what people in this metaphysical field do. The ideas, though, that they are trying to get through, not just ideas, but that you have your own ideas. Every single person has their own ideas. And they're all valuable. And I think philosophy gives us that too. Every opinion, every single human, every bird, every dog, you can learn something from if you want to look at it that way. And you're like that. I can watch you. You learn from everything around you. That's even. So, okay, you're raised Southern Baptist in Tennessee. What? Northwestern Tennessee. And what was your favorite part about that spirituality?
Well, it is what you said. It is the learning to read like something consistently, scripture, whatever it may be. But also that taught me about music.
No, I bet it did. Those Southern churches like really teach music to children.
That was it. Like, I never formally studied music until I was in my mid or early teenage years, but I had always sang.
Yeah.
Right
You had to learn it from the hymn book, right?
Book, right.
I've been in those churches.
And I was like, oh, okay, I already know this.
It's amazing.
You know, once I started to study music, I was like, oh, okay, I've already been doing that, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't think about it at that time. It's just like, okay, I'm just doing the thing, singing.
It's what you just knew it all your life. Looking at the notes,
looking at the words, and then it's like, oh.
How did it feel when everyone was singing together? Because I've been in churches where they have the hymn books and they're all singing together. How did it feel to you?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So listeners, Eric is a musician here in Nashville, and he does many musical things other than to be a musician. He just is a musician, but he does a lot of things with a lot of different people musically. And I'd like to ask you, moving forward in your life, when you started playing music, and let's say like, what was your first time playing with someone that you really connected with? How old were you, and who might it have been?
When I was 17 years old and I had just graduated from high school, my friend Josh came up to me, and we were at this youth conference of some kind. It was a church thing. And he said, hey, you're a singer, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, cool. He was like, you write lyrics? And I was like, yeah. And this was probably the second or third time we had met that he approached me that directly and said that. And then that was it. He was like, well, we've got a band.
So he was hinting to you.
Well, no, it was very direct.
You just waited till the third time to say yes?
No, we just met. Like,
oh, okay, I understand. So it built up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's
just
really cool.
Out communally, you know.
That's cool. That's some energy, if you ask me, because he felt something that you would be good, and you felt like it would work.
Right? But when he asked the question, I was like, yes. He was like,
no doubt,
are you the person for this job? And I was like, yes, I am the person for this job.
Yes.
And that was it. And so that band stayed together and that was in Greenfield, Tennessee. Eddie Nochowski was the name of the band. And we stayed together for like almost 5 years, pretty much.
That's a long time at that age.
It was a long time.
Especially at that age. That's really, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So then...
we were kids, so it was all the best energy.
And I guess you were all learning your instruments, or have learned a lot, and you're getting into that, starting to really groove with other people. And now, like, Eric and I have in common, like, some jams and, like kind of jam band type stuff. A lot of musical tastes in common, but that's one thing we've been relating on, and we've played some music together like that. So I was talking to him before we recorded this, if he would like to talk about that feeling of when you have that synchronicity with your bandmates. And because I think that's very much the psychic energy, like the energy we all work with. And music is like a perfect expression of just nonverbal communication where everyone's feeling it, thinking it, moving together, doing things together, and it's in time.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. Did you feel like that when you first band?
Yeah.
How was it for you? How'd you experience it?
Well, I think when you're young, and it's still the same for me, like you want to do more, it's like but learning when it's your time in that space.
Yes.
Is what it comes down to, like with playing with other people.
And when to say what?
Yeah, when to
bring up your parts.
Well, when to be in and when to be out. Exactly.
Yeah, when to be quiet. Yes, and that is the energy too, and that's building relationships.
But that's the thing you just said is a very important thing about music. It's about when to be out.
Yeah.
When to not be doing the biggest thing. Knowing when it's your turn.
Or even when they give you a suggestion and you're like, I was doing fine, man. I'll do better. No, I won't. I'm mad now. My butt hurt. I'm butt hurt. My butt hurt and I'm butt hurt. I had that experience with this band I was in called The Chicklets, also a girl band. You guys have heard me talk about The Chicklets if you listen to the podcast. And with Julia, when Julia's on the show. She's the drummer. We're making a band. Julia and I are making a band with possibly be woo called Side Chicks. Stay tuned. So,
it's a great name.
Oh no, that does happen. Woof, we're back. And, yes, if you see that happen, just touch that and it goes away. Listeners and watchers, my screensaver, I don't know how to keep it. I can set it to not turn off for a certain amount of time, but it's an apple, and it tells you can't tell an apple what to do if it's made its decision about how you're going to do it. It's going to do it. I'm sorry. So I can only do it for so long. Maybe there's another way. Jailbreak it. That's only fun, so I think. Anyway, off topic. So, when you first were with the band, and you first, like, do you remember, like, the first jam? The first time you all just, like, fluidly played together, and it was just, like, no one's thinking, everyone's just, you feel it. That's the only way I can put it, is you feel it, you know?
It was a crazy, wilder time then, and we rehearsed in a shed.
Yeah.
I've
rehearsed in a shed.
Yeah. It was, well, you know what? It was almost about as big as this room. Like, it was like
a nice
10 by 10.
That's nice, yeah.
It was not very big. But it was
10 by 10
full drums and full band and full PA.
Oh, I can imagine the summer.
Big amplifiers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And that's how it was. But I mean, it was great because, I mean, that's what you do when you're kids. And it's like, that's how rock it was. The walls out, you know, and we did.
and how, like, you remember the first time though, like the very first moment you were like, wow, I've never felt this before. I'm jamming. You probably felt it by yourself before, but with other people. Like,
it was pretty much immediate.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what it felt like though?
Oh yeah. I mean,
well, he's still a musician.
The apex moment. It's like,
it is the apex.
It is. It's like, it's what you said. It's like, oh shit, we're a real band.
And it's no shit. I love this feeling.
It's like, oh. Okay.
I like this. I want to do this forever.
We're actually a band.
Yeah, we're a band. We mesh.
And we're little babies too. So it's like, oh, okay.
That's so perfect. I love it.
It is. So awesome. That's how it's supposed to start, right? I mean,
yeah. So what kept you in music all your life? What kept you, like, I've listened to him. He can play anything and any instrument. And he can make up stuff. He writes songs.
My motivation is...
Well, we'll just not talk about...
To keep it going.
Your worries. Oh, yeah. So I think I'm talking about worries. You do keep it going, though. You do. And he keeps, like, the energy high. Okay, listen, listeners. This man, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Sagittarius Moon. And he has Venus, if I remember correctly, Venus in Leo and Jupiter in Leo. And they're all in the 1st and 12th house. They're all mixed up. Most of them are in the 1st house. So, and if you look at his, like, I'm trying to learn astrology, as y'all have learned for the last 5 years. Getting okay. When I look at his, those things, that you don't know what they do.
Energies?
No, the lines, the blue and the red, and all. Transitions, conjunct. You listeners, you know what I'm talking about if you know astrology and you've heard this podcast. Because I've always had a hard time with this particular part of astrology, and now I'm starting to get it. The sextiles, the trines, the squares. I can't think of the word for it. Aspects. The planets make aspects to each other. And looking at his, it's like all of his is about, like, empowering himself and then empowering other people, because it's all in the 1st and 12th house when you kind of look at that. And he has a lot in 9th house and he has a lot of 11th house. And 9th house is like philosophy and religion and energy and thoughts. You have a Chiron in there, I think. Taurus. And it's also, you have I'm not looking at your chart. But he has all these positive aspects to all this Leo in his chart, all this fire in his chart. And what I see is it's like a later in life kind of blossoming, because younger in life, people don't listen to him, because in our culture, people don't listen to kids. No, that's just my opinion. It's my opinion. But every Leo I've met has always been very cool. I've always liked Leo. Because like if a Leo knows themselves, and they listen to themselves, and they talk to themselves, talk to other people. Most Leos love talking to other people. And they usually get to know themselves. They work with energy, whether they know it or not. They are the sun planet astrology sign. I mean, we all have planets. You have the sun. Rising and your identity, your planet, your sun, your rising. And that's like about like the sun. I mean, and some people might not like that, but as far as I've seen, people don't mind you having a sun. Like, shining like a sun. You shine it on everybody. Most Leos do, who wants to know themselves. So I wonder if music really got you there, to, like, get to know yourself better. Through, like, writing songs, or performing, or getting to know that.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
I mean, that is knowing yourself. You know, it's like, oh, okay, this is what I like. Yeah, you were talking about, you know, maybe like moment of creation, like moment of, you know, when this feels right or whatever. But
yeah, an insight, like an aha.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it comes to people in different ways. For me personally, it's small things. Like I'll get it in small thing ideas, like where it's like, oh, okay, here's a melody, and then you flesh it out a little bit, you know, and that's it.
Where do you think that inspiration comes from?
Songwriting
inspiration I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Where's it come from? There's a drive to do it. For me, when I have it,
Experience.
If I write a song, I have like an inspiration usually.
It's experience for me personally.
For experience, what does that mean? You used to it.
You have something happen to you.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes,
that is significant enough to where to where words will come to you about. Okay, so it's beyond just. I have this idea and I need to express it. You have to express it in a different way.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
It's got to be unique.
And it has to be utterly unexplainable except through music.
Yep.
Music's the way to explain it. And that's kind of like energy to me because you can't explain the energy. We don't have enough words. Music, we have like, I want to jam. That's disco. We have a lot of genres. You know, but people don't talk about how those genres make them feel unless they're just having a conversation, which a lot of us relate on, you know, talking about our musical taste, right? And a lot of people like music anyway. But I think it's really interesting that you have pursued music all your life and you've kept it like a focus, but not like, I feel like it's the center of your life to always be involved in music. And I think it's for that reason, because you can express things. Maybe one reason, many reasons. But one reason is you can express things to people in a way. That's why I got interested in it. I couldn't express myself when I was younger. And then when I started playing music, I could express myself in a way that I couldn't before. And I was like, wow, I wanted to express myself, but I was kind of afraid to use my mouth.
Yeah, the letting go.
Mouth, no, it was my mouth. My mouth didn't know how to talk. Now I do a podcast. I still don't know how to talk, but I do talk a lot. I'm not too worried about it anymore. That's the only difference. So,
that's good though. I mean, there's something to be said about that.
I worked on it. Like you said, personal growth, personal development, that's at the heart of metaphysics.
I'm going to stick with what I said. I mean, part of that is like being able to let go of it a little bit. To be like, okay, I'm going to
let the world
open it up and just let go of it.
Yeah. Just let the world show you, right?
Yeah.
I love that. And that's what they call in our field, they call that letting go of the outcome.
Yeah.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
You ever heard that term, letting go of the outcome?
I have not.
It's like we
being not afraid.
Well, no, it's kind of like, it is a lot like that, being not afraid. But it's also like I have so many expectations and desires for the situation to evolve a certain way. And then all of a sudden I'm at this point where I'm like, well, I'm just going to let go of the outcome. See what happens. I don't care. I do care, but I'm going to let go of my cares and let someone else take care of it. However you believe in, like a deity, a god, an angel, you know, the floor, you know, Reiki. I don't know, whatever you want. Take care of it for a while, and that's letting go of the outcome.
Yeah. So
it sounds like you live a lot like that. You just came on your own.
It just is how things are.
Not for most people. Most people hang on. From my experience, they hang on because that's what they're used to, and they don't like change. Most people don't like change, and you seem to embrace it. I do like change, but it's weird for a Taurus to like change, and a Capricorn moon, and a Cancer rising. That's what I have. But you have all the fires of change in your chart, according to astrology, is really great. In my case, if you look at my other planets, and they're the I don't know how much you know about astrology, but like the outside planets, outside of Saturn, they're like kind of like generational planets.
Yeah.
And those planets are in weird houses with weird aspects, and that makes sense for the rest of my personality. So like when I was younger, I did not fit Taurus at all. And now that I'm older, I do fit Taurus, but I fit the other stuff more so too. But I'd never made money, so that's why I talked to you about astrology earlier, and you're one of your roommates about how, and listeners, I think this, and you know I've been trying to learn this astrology. So I think that like sometimes like his whole thing is like clustered in Leo, and that's in like in this one little part of the chart. And his roommate was all clustered in Libra. We did her chart. Yeah. And I was looking, we talked about it for a while, and it's like when I see that, it's like you're learning these lessons on fast forward, and you do it well, and you're very confident and friendly and loving and extremely generous. She is too. I can tell she's like really great person, you know. And it's just interesting that you both worked on it in yourselves in some way or another. And I think many people who might turn into this podcast, if they haven't already, it's where they started, because that's what we wrote. We did. Well, I started the podcast for people who didn't know anywhere to look for their answers to what's going on. Because some people have stuff going on, and I think you have. Have you had any psychic experiences?
Oh, not really, not necessarily, but I mean
that you're aware of.
Correct. I mean, I do, but I mean that has to go back to like understanding that and
you have intuition. You
take that in. Yes, exactly. That's it. It's like okay, you make a plan of how something is going to happen, but then inevitably you are going to go with the flow.
Yeah,
you know.
Some people try to control everything.
Yes, correct.
I don't like that.
But that's not how it works.
It doesn't work anyway. Yeah, you can't control it.
Well, you can only control something so much.
Make it worse too if you try to control it. It's like, yeah, you're right. You can only control
something so much.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's great. I mean, it's like to try to like steer something a little bit, but in the end, you got to go in the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I agree with you on that. I don't think many people live like that, Eric, and that's why I think you're an unusual little specimen.
Something like that.
Something
like that. We all are. It's the
truth.
Of that.
That's the truth. So if we all let our freak flags fly, I mean, we'd all fit in. If we don't feel like we do. I mean, that's the problem. It's just a feeling if you can fit in. It doesn't matter if you really do or not, because it's a feeling. It's just that's an off thought shot.
It's so funny you would say that though, because I have this funny thing about everybody has a freak flag. It all just depends on how high you want to fly it. It's the truth.
That's a lot of meanings. I like that.
It is the truth.
The name of this podcast is Freak Flag.
No.
How high is your freak flag?
No.
I'm going to show you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going there.
Right. Oh, the ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah. Oh, no, that's a limit. Limits must be broken. We have another toast. 2 limits must be broken.
My drink is empty.
Oh, well, listeners and watchers, we're going to take a little pause for a moment so that we can have another round of refills. Maybe we'll continue. We will continue, definitely. Oh, so, listeners and watchers, we were about to have a toast. What was the toast for? Do you remember? How about positive attitude? Let's change it. Positive attitude.
Positive attitude.
That's it. Yeah. Sometimes you forget and then you change your mind and then it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter as long as you want what you want when you ask for it. I made a wish today at 1:11 in the afternoon, and I don't know if it'll come true. And listeners, making a wish on 111 is like asking angel help and doing witchcraft. So, and whatnot, if you want to look at it that way. But, something I want to talk about is the positive attitude. So many of our guests have these great positive attitudes, and one of the things I love about you is your positive attitude. Oh, you always look for the positive. Thank you. And I appreciate that.
But of course.
But he's like, come back into the view. You can't hide. You can't hide. Don't hide.
That was the introspection.
Yeah, he's introspecting. He's introspecting for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he has a positive attitude and something positive just happened and he's introspecting on it. We had a break and refilled our drinks and other things happened too because it was a long break. But you don't need to know what happened. All you need to know is, how did Eric get his positive attitude? Did you always have a positive attitude? He's a Leo. I know a lot of Leos, and I've known a triple Leo, and she didn't always have a positive attitude.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say yes overall.
Did you ever get beat out of you? Emotionally or anything?
No, but I do think everybody needs a break. Everybody has to take a break every now and again.
What does having
relax.
positive energy feel like to you? Like, what does it mean to you? It might mean something different to me than it does to you.
Well, I mean, that is the same thing for everybody. I hope if you have positive energy, you want to project that onto people, surely.
No, most people don't, Eric. Most people don't. That's positive attitude. You do want to project it onto other people. How did you get there? Were you always like that? Or?
I think so.
I mean, that speaks a lot of Leo. But you are.
I guess it's going to be the longer conversation of this is that knowing that thing that you are that way. And it's like.
But you looked at yourself and knew that you are a way. You know? What made you look? With an introspective mind, and with an objective eye.
This is all back to the growth thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this podcast is about: teaching people how to grow. Like how to grow positive. Definitely, how to change their mindsets, how to realize the magic is within them. The energy is their power, their energy, and it's for healing. Themselves ultimately. Right. The positive attitude. For me, having a positive attitude, I don't always have it. But when I try to live like having it. When it goes away, we won't talk about it right now. When I have it, what I do is project it out to other people. I do it on the podcast. I project it out in my readings, project it out. Yeah. And that's an empath thing. I really believe empaths can project as well as absorb.
We were talking about that earlier about musicians as well.
Yes.
Or actors.
Yes, actors, yes.
Yeah.
And
same thing.
They project it out. Yeah, and it's really interesting. We just had a podcast guest do a meditation. And Sumaya did. And I can still listen to that and get that same effect. It was about anxiety, an anxiety meditation.
Yeah.
And Sumaya, I did it, I was there with her. Misty wasn't there for that. Because she was in Louisiana, but when Sumaya did that meditation, I can still listen back to that and get in that same frame of mind. So, there's a lot of ways to get back to that positive mindset. So, do you, think of any ways that, if you get in one of those, I don't know about this, I don't know how I feel about myself, I don't feel about things. Do you ever get like that? Just doubtful and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, everybody feels that way. There you go, though. That's when you gotta recharge the batteries.
How do you recharge your battery?
I think that it's okay to take it easy every now and again, but it's the hardest thing for me to do, to relax.
Yeah.
So,
have you learned some new relaxation techniques lately?
I am constantly learning new relaxation.
Look at this guy; he's self-improving. He knows he needs to improve. Funny. I mean, he's been relaxed, so he's trying to find ways to improve that relaxation thing he wants to do. How do you feel today?
Great. But the time change has...
That's got me messed up too, yeah. But the wine helps with that, oddly.
Does it?
It has. Wine kind of helps everything. But before we wrap up a little bit, I do have one last question.
Okay.
I really want to know. I just slipped out of my mind. I'll get back to it. But in the meantime, I would like to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And I'm an advisor on Everclear under the name Lisa P. Leesanp. And it was you don't know this story. But when I was in first grade, I was Lisa Pisa. They all made rhyming names and they couldn't rhyme with Lisa. So I was Lisa Pisa, and I was like, what does that mean? And I kept thinking, pizza? I hate pizza.
Well, that was my thought as well.
It wasn't pizza, though. It was pizza. And it didn't mean anything.
Right.
But it was derogatory in some way. Because all the names were silly and derogatory. It was in first grade.
Correct.
In a Catholic school, we had to insult each other. I don't know why. It was St. Jude's in Chattanooga. Anyway, And also, Eric, you are a fantastic musician, and I have been impressed with everything I've heard you do, and I've been honored that you will play with me, and that we've had such good jams that we have. I think I've had a blast playing with you.
Thank you.
So, where can people hear your music? Is there anywhere like they can download it?
YouTube. If you search Low Electric Revival, it's really the only thing that's on there, and that's some good.
It's on Spotify too.
That's some good rock music from. We recorded it several years ago, but that's still up there and still a good way to get to that. Let's see. But the last band that I played in was called The Forest, and we did a bunch of cover stuff and played Dark Side of the Moon. And
oh yeah,
great group of people.
Do you have recordings of that anymore?
There are probably recordings of that on YouTube.
Well, if he finds them before I publish this, which it probably will happen, he may or may not send me links, and I may or may not have them in the description, but I will have description. I mean, we'll have it in the description, link to his band, where you can listen to Eric Brewer's music. And lastly, do you have any advice for people who, let's say, they always feel like they're destined for something, and they had the power to do it, and they have the confidence. And I haven't asked you. I haven't finished the question. Okay. Just to wait for the question, listeners and watchers. So they're in that place, and they're like, "How do I relate to some people to where I could find the right people to play with and find them?" Because you're good at finding people. You're outgoing. You listen to people. You care about them. You want to know what they care about.
You'll know it when you meet the person.
Is that intuition and energy and psychic?
It is.
Is that psychic?
You know what? It is.
It is psychic.
It is.
Kind of.
You just know when there is something right about the chemistry of things.
True. Missy calls that no-no. It's a no-no. You've heard me say that this weekend. You heard me say no-no this weekend. Yes. And then she came up with that term. It's a no-nos. So, no-nos. Eric knows when he meets a bandmate, and he advises you no-no when you find someone that you can make good music with. I just spilled my wine because I tossed my hair. When I tossed my hair, my wine spilled. I am a lightweight, guys, and I must clean that up. So, therefore, listeners and watchers, I love you. And Misty loves you too. And I had another podcast today with Miriam, so I don't know what happened first. One of these we publish both the same day. You never know with We're All Psychic. Thank you so much, listeners. And would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye. Peace out.
See ya.